Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Next Economy in San Francisco. I'm here with Alex and Andy from Accenture. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Hi, nice to see
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for having us.
So you guys are with Accenture Labs. Can you talk a little bit about what the labs do?
Sure, I can get
Does?
that started. We're about 200 people globally within Accenture, and we are technology experts, obviously, located here in Andy and I are located in Silicon Valley, and our job is to basically help Accenture move to the new with technology, to incubate new ways for Accenture to use technology to change the way we deliver to clients, and also to incubate new offerings that we bring to clients.
Okay, so move to the new technology, the new economy, the next economy. What are you guys seeing on your roadmap in the labs?
I think all of those.
Yeah. No, for example, either when we look at crowdsourcing or when in my field is in artificial intelligence, the focus for us is to look at the emerging technologies, understand their capabilities, and then build prototypes that demonstrate the business potential for our clients. So for example, what does machine learning, say, mean for insurance or mean for financial services for the way we develop products? And then we look at how that's going to impact the way we provide those services to our clients.
And do you see certain industry sectors trying to transition or transform themselves more quickly than others? Are there any industries that you see moving quicker than other ones?
Well, there are definitely areas that are getting more attention. So, for example, right now you see a lot of focus on digital assistants, and on the consumer side, it's in the area of things like Alexa and so forth, and you're seeing companies giving a lot of thought to how that's going to be applied to customer service. But in practice, AI has been applied for a long time now to a very wide range of areas. So everything from, for example, how you do network optimization for supply chains has been making use of AI. How you recommend a product has been making use of AI. Diagnosis in healthcare and quality assurance has been making use of AI. So it really it pays to not just look at where the shiny object is right now, but to think more broadly about all of the different business functions and industries that can make use of it.
I think one way to look at the question of it's not so much about which industries are moving more quickly as much as which industries map to which kinds of technologies and which kinds of transformations. So my focus is on the future of work and how the digital workforce is going to be different than the way old school work was done. And we see at least three different kinds of things happening. One is the use of crowdsourcing in online labor markets, both inside the enterprise and across the enterprise boundary to get the best talent working on each project and problem. That technology is being applied most to digital work. So if you're thinking about workers in the field, that's harder to do through crowdsourcing because you have to physically move people. On the other hand, if you're thinking about artificial intelligence, that often is about transforming the entire work process with new insights that allow the enterprise to predict what's going future. So that I think is more broadly applicable. And then the other thing that we're really interested in is augmenting the worker with new sort of superpowers with things like augmented reality, virtual reality, and that applies to factory work and to physical work and to things where you're going to change the way that the worker perceives their physical environment to allow them to learn more quickly, adapt to changes in configurations more precisely, and so forth. So different industries have different technologies that are allowing them to rethink the way they do work.
So as we transition to this new economy and we look at like the worker being augmented or changed, or the role of their participation is different, is that a scary thing for a lot of people?
Well, so there's often this view that AI is going to come in and replace people. And the thing is, if we take a step back and we look at what AI actually is and what people do, it turns out that, yes, there's some overlap in those capabilities, but in practice, AI and technology tends to be good at things that people are not as good at and vice versa. So let me make it a little bit more concrete. People are really good about thinking deeply about a small number of things. And AI or computers are good at the reverse. They're very good at shallow reasoning about a very large number of things. Yeah. And so given those two capabilities, now as a consulting company, it's up to us to craft solutions, craft offerings that take the best from both. So what does that mean in practice? Take something like fraud detection, okay, or credit card fraud. It takes an AI system to flag a transaction and say, in real time, and say, this might be fraudulent. No, it would have been impossible to do that in real time with people. But now that it's been flagged, it takes a person to follow up and verify, hey, is this really a fraudulent case or not?
Are you in Amsterdam or not?
Yeah, right, and have that conversation with the customer. So that's an example where actually jobs are being created because we've redefined the process. That was a process that didn't exist until AI came along. And so really the way we have to think about this is not so much the process stays the same and now we're replacing people with technology. It's we have AI is a tool like any other tool. It's going to play a small role in a larger solution, but how do we reimagine that solution to make the entire process, product or service better?
So go ahead.
No, I just wanted to sort of add to what Andy's saying a little bit more broadly. When we think about the changes, let's say, that a liquid workforce, this term we use at Accenture, liquid workforce, meaning making the workforce much more agile, being able to match through, say, online labor markets operating in the organization, match task owners to talent owners, wherever the talent is, whether it's inside the organization or even outside the organization. That's a big change. And so you asked, is that scary? Well, any change is scary, right? But we see a lot of opportunity that's really great for the organization and also for the workers. For the organization, what we see is it meaning agility, the ability to adapt to changes in the market much more quickly, to make sure you get the best thinking on every project and problem. To the worker, it means a great deal more flexibility, ability to sort of focus on work that matters for your career and not just what your team happens to need to get done. So I want a world where workers will spend most of their time doing things that they're passionate about, that fit their aspirations and that fit their skills, and not just sort of be stuck in one silo where they have to apply their skills in one place, whether it matches or not.
So I think in JFK, I was just traveling through JFK, and I think you guys have a sign that says change is good. Transformation is imperative, or something. I don't know if it was imperative, but can you talk about how we as companies all throughout the world understand change happens, but transformation's a bigger, hairier thing to do. What do you see with your customers in their transformation journey? Are they turning their ship upside down? Are they steering it in a different direction? What do you guys see with transformation more than change?
Well, people are at different stages of maturity. Different clients are thinking about this in a range of ways. If you think about what's going on as a change in our ability to compartmentalize work, for example, and include different workers and get different contributions from different workers, and on the technology side, how we capture and apply knowledge in a useful and industrialized way. That's a lot of the question. That's maybe the most succinct way I have of posing what the transformation has to be. It's thinking through, given improvements in the way that we can include the labor contributions of different people and capture and exploit industry knowledge to solve problems, how we make the best use of that is what the transformation that's coming is all about. And in practice, yes, different industries, different individual companies are going to do that at a different pace.
I think, it's very hard to give a one-size-fits-all answer to that question.
Yeah.
And so let me give you a couple of examples, right? In some cases, these techniques are just really dramatically changing what products and services you can offer and the whole structure of who works for whom. Uber would be one example, right, where it just turned an industry inside out. And that's happening. But I think it's also quite common that what's happening is more subtle, and in some ways I think maybe a bigger impact, where it's not so much that you necessarily see a new product, it's that you're going to see product life cycles shorten, you're going to see quality go up, you're going to see more engaged workers, for instance. You're going to see more flexibility in terms of how people are going to be, at what kinds of relationships workers have with organizations. So in some cases it's changing how we do what we do, and in other cases it's completely changing what we do and totally rethinking from top to bottom. And I don't know how to really generalize from that.
So gentlemen, if we have the same discussion, let's say we sit down next year in San Francisco, same time, same place, what would you like to say has changed in this next economy that we're all moving towards? What would you like to say has changed in the industry for everyone, and then what will change for Accenture in your role with that?
I'll take a start at that.
Good.
So I think when I think of the liquid workforce change, I think of it as, first of all, a world in which the org chart plays a much smaller role in determining how work is going to get done in an organization. And it's an organization that's able to form teams on demand, that's able to create, less about managing and more about orchestrating, and orchestrating ad hoc teams that meet whatever the market needs at a given moment. So agility, flexibility, and really a focus on matching talent to where it's needed, not the rigid hierarchies that we have seen in the past. In terms of Accenture's role, what I see is that this new way of orchestrating a workforce is not simple. And we need, as a company, to become expert in it, and then to be able to help our clients really be able to master the technologies that are available to do it, the processes, the techniques, and to just be able to do it well.
Yeah, I would say that when I look at our own capabilities, at Accenture's capabilities, where we've, if I may say, typically excelled, is a deep understanding of our clients' industries, as well as the ability to be very efficient about how we get the most out of the best people. And so when you look at what's going on in crowdsourcing, this is challenging us to rethink how we use people. And I think we're doing a lot of good work. Alex is leading a lot of great work in this space. And then again, on the flip side, on the AI side, what this is allowing us to do is really rethink how we capture and exploit industry knowledge. So what I would like to see a year from now is progress towards less emphasis on the raw technology and more on how we capture and exploit industry knowledge and rethink the way we deliver that with our people.
I think that's really an important one. I just want to amplify a little bit, which is, I think the raw technology is still the level that many companies are at now. They're kind of dealing with the wow factor. I think going forward and getting to your interest in sort of how does it play out in specific industries, I think we're more and more going to see sort of kits that combine, instead of some people saying, hey, I'm interested in augmented reality, I'm interested in crowdsourcing, I'm interested in AI, we're going to have to start seeing kits that you can say, hey, I want to change a particular kind of work process. Here's the kit to do it that combines these in a proven way.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, we look forward to that conversation next year. Your next
Thank
economy.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.